So this is my experience. I think waiting tables is a good idea for those that are going to school looking for a job part-time. God knows you'll be making way more than all your other friends working an hourly job. Hey YouTube, what's up? Skylar here with a new video. And in today's video, I'm going to go over my experience of waiting tables. With my experience, I have worked in both chain restaurants and fine dining. Everything in this video is simply my opinion, like it's my experience of how I've experienced, and if you feel like you've experienced something different, definitely feel free to leave that down in the comment section. But other than that, let's move on with this video, shall we? So my first experience waiting tables was in a chain restaurant. I was working at Olive Garden. I decided to get a job there because I had a friend who also got a job there and was telling me that she was making $500 a week. Though that's not true. Most servers who work in restaurants of that level will tell you that they make $500 a week. And they may make close, and there may be weeks that you do make $500, but you have to work exceptionally hard, very long hours, sometimes 10-hour shifts every day to accomplish that. So I was working there for a few months. I had it in the intention that when I moved to LA last summer, I was going to use that to transfer, and I did successfully. And then when moving back, I decided to look out for a second job. So I looked out for a second job. I went and applied at the most prestigious, most renowned, most accredited restaurant, most established in my town. And I got hired. And in the restaurant that I was working in at that point in time, they are a 4-diamond restaurant. Restaurants are ranked not in stars, but in diamonds. Ratings are by stars. So that's like if I were to go online and rate a restaurant, by AAA, they are ranked in diamonds. So the highest you can get is 5 diamonds. This restaurant is 4 diamonds. They're just short of like a few requirements to hit the 5-diamond mark. When getting hired there, I got hired on as a server assistant. For those who don't know, a server assistant position is someone whose duties are running food, bussing, clearing tables, telling chef to fire the next course, to send the next course out after the previous one's been bussed, refilling beverages, asking the servers what they need help with, what can they do for them, and doing all of this in a very swift, quick, ninja-like manner so that the guest doesn't necessarily notice you, because the server assistant in the restaurant that I was working at, I was wearing all black, just like in and out sort of thing. You are not the focal point of attention when you're a server assistant. Even as a server, you're not the focal point of attention. Even more so as a server assistant, like you just want to like provide service without people even knowing that service is being provided, because that's the best type of service. I continued working there as a server assistant for probably the next 7 months, while still employed at Olive Garden as a server. I was working as a server assistant Monday through Wednesday. I usually work from 9 in the morning till about 9, 10, 11 at night, just depending on the day. Would do the same at Olive Garden on Thursday through Sunday. I was working there, and of course, I learned a lot of different things about service. The particular restaurant I was working in as a server assistant, you don't backhand. Backhand is essentially when you're serving and you show the back of your hand, which means you're kind of getting in the guest bubble. When providing service there, you want to provide service from the left side with the left hand when it's food. When you're bussing, you want to clear from the right side with the right hand, and you want to provide beverage service from the right side with the right hand. These 3 rules are contingent based on guest comfort. Of course, me personally, not everyone does this. I always ask may I before clearing dishes, just to ensure that the guest is completely done, because if someone's paying $50 to $80 to $120 for a meal, they want to enjoy every last bite of it, I'm sure. I definitely don't want to take away something that they're currently enjoying without knowing that they're finished. So I was continued working at Olive Garden, being comfortable there, making what I was always making. On average, meals there are approximately $20 per plate or less, very much less. Was comparing me working as a server assistant at this restaurant, me working as a waiter at this restaurant, and noticing that the servers at this restaurant were making way more than the servers here and working way less hours. And it all comes down to ticket prices, the atmosphere, the clientele, the service itself. I personally provided great service at both places just because I'm a really good people person. I also understand what it's like to provide silent service. I also know how to have conversations. I'm just a very fluid person when it comes to my environment. I know and understand that change is good, and keeping things fluid is a good way to keep yourself flexible. So working at Olive Garden, I started noticing like inconsistent details that I wasn't noticing at this other job that I was working at. I noticed that like people cared less about their job, people were less educated over here. People just like didn't care, ticket prices were cheaper, people weren't tipping me, I had people walking out of me, like people were stiffing me all the time. And there I saw none of that happening to anybody. I then decided months later to pick up a third job, because here for some reason I still was not moved up to being a service staff member, which is fine, but here I was just unhappy with the environment, unhappy with the management team, unhappy with everything that this restaurant was. And so I got a job at another fine dining restaurant here in Tulsa. Not as accredited or maybe not as renowned as this one. I was working as a server assistant, but still probably one of the top 10 restaurants here in Tulsa. I had applied there and I've gotten a job based on my experience here at this restaurant. They decided to hire me, though they were not hiring. So I then got a job there, I started working there, and I started noticing that I'm working 4 hours and I'm making what I made at Olive Garden in 10 hours. So I decided I'm going to quit Olive Garden. When I quit, I however did not put in a 2 weeks notice, but then again I did not have a plan of returning back or using them as a reference. So I left and I no longer put them on my resume because I don't need them. Continuing forward, I decided to put my 2 weeks in at this second restaurant I was working at because I had not been moved up to being a service staff member, and I was just a bit tired of waiting to get to that point just because I knew I was qualified for that. With proper training, I felt like I would have done exceptionally well, but they never put me through that server training, and so I was unable to learn all the vodkas, liquors, and there you want to have a good knowledge about wine, but you also, like, it's very difficult to know everything on their wine list just because their wine list is so vast. It's one of the largest wine lists in the state and one of the most outstanding wine lists in the world. There's just a lot to learn concerning wine in that restaurant, but I was never put through any of that training, so I was never aware of any of that. Concerning alcohol, concerning food there, I knew everything about. What garnishes came with it, like how it was served, how it was prepared, all that. But I did put my 2 weeks in, and they did let me know that I'm always more than welcome to pick up shifts. And when you really want to find a place that's great to work at, that has a really good name in your town, you want to have a good rapport with them for that purpose. Though I didn't want to have a good rapport with Olive Garden whatsoever, so I just don't use them. I rarely speak about them when I apply for new jobs because, you know, your boy here always looking for that second job, always looking for that third job, always looking for that fourth job. Like, I'm not afraid to work. And so I'm working here at this restaurant and I do really well. Summertime, so it's a bit slow at the moment. I'm not getting as many shifts there as I'd like, but I do still make really good money. So basically, on average, I'm going to let you guys know what I was making at Olive Garden compared to what I'm making now. So approximately, I'd work a shift at Olive Garden, maybe work a double all day long, no break. My approximate daily wage would be $80 to $120, which is just around $10 an hour, approximately, just depending. Now, that's me working 10 hours. Now me working 4 to 5 hours at my current job, I have the possibility to make anywhere between $150 to $300 in a 5-hour shift. And that's not even me necessarily working hard or me being busy. It's just me being able to sell higher ticket items, working in a nicer environment, working somewhere where people actually want to go to. I personally never ate at Olive Garden before working there, and I still don't eat there. Comparison, at Olive Garden, the most I could sell to a two-top was a $60 tab. $60 that includes appetizers, drinks, meals, and a dessert. My average two-top tab where I currently work is usually around $250. But if I want to think about it, that's a approximately $10 to $12 tip that I'm getting off that $60 tab. And here, off a two-top, being the same amount of work and the same amount to the table, I am getting $50. So I just wanted to weigh out what's the best for my buck. What's going to be the most money I can make for my time? What's going to be an environment that I'm going to find myself most comfortable in and enjoy working in? What's going to be the likeliness of me being tipped proper 20%, if not more? When people say, oh, servers make a lot of money, they do, but it depends where you work. It depends where you work. It's always about location. Of course, if you feel like you can't handle something that's of a fancy setting, or if you get nervous around rich people, I would not suggest fine dining to you just because you get uncomfortable in situations where things are expensive or things are not what you're used to. Again, I'm here. I want the best, and if that means I'm going to wait tables, I'm going to wait tables in the best restaurant I can find because I want to support myself with the best lifestyle I can find myself with at this present time. But I can't really think of any cons of waiting tables. I mean, of course, it's not like my dream job at the moment, but it's something that I'm comfortable with and something that doesn't bring me stress at all. Like, I'm never stressed out. Olive Garden, I was always stressed out waiting tables. Like, it gave me anxiety. Like, we're running you, overworking you, not paying you for your service properly. But working in fine dining, you don't have to really worry about those things. Like, people tip you properly, like, you have people running your food, you have people sitting at your table, like, you have people taking care of these things that in restaurants like Olive Garden, you just don't have people doing. And so you suffer as an employee, and that's just all I have to say about that. Like, when I'm looking for waiting tables, try applying at the most prestigious places in town. One of them, I'm sure, is bound to hire you. They're bound to train you. And the only reason they wouldn't is if you're not qualified, or if you don't hold yourself well, or if you're unable to speak well. I believe that's the only things that a nice restaurant wouldn't hire you. It's just because you don't know how to convey things properly or how to make things sound fantastic. So, but guys, this is all for this video. If you want to like, comment, share, feel free. Like, if you have an experience waiting tables, like, leave that in the comment section. Or if you have a friend who's thinking about, oh, should I wait tables? Where should I wait tables? Definitely, like, send this link to them. Like, I'm down. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I am becoming regular now, so every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday evenings at 7 o'clock, you can expect a new video from me. And don't forget to stay limitless and unapologetic, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out. I wanna run away.